Alright guys, this is a honest owner's review of an FL5 Honda Civic Type R. There's a lot of reviews on this car already out there, so I'm gonna just focus from an owner's kind of daily driver's perspective for this vehicle. I guess we'll start from the outside. Essentially, vehicle comes in multiple different colors. Yeah, essentially Honda did a really great job with this vehicle. So some closing remarks. Really fun little daily driver, fast enough to have fun in, yet slow enough not to go to jail, efficient enough to not be living at the gas station. It's overall, I think they put together a nice little package here in this car. It's a nice little package. A really huge trunk back there. The wing does not obstruct the rear view whatsoever. Just a really well put together vehicle. I don't think you'll regret buying one. Initially, the biggest issue with this car, I'll be honest, is the dealership markups. Because it is a limited run vehicle, and Honda is not making a ton of them. The dealers are exploiting that, and they used to be charging like 10,000 markup, which I think they still are in California. But essentially, if you look around hard enough, there is a website called Motoring Obsession, and it's essentially a vehicle tracking website. So you can find enthusiast cars on there and which dealerships are getting a shipment. So your best bet is to use that website to find the one you like, and then you can kind of research that dealership and see if they sell it for MSRP or not. But honestly, it's really depressing that I even have to talk about MSRP and all that. Luckily for me, I got this slightly under MSRP through a lot of negotiations and whatnot. But I think getting it at MSRP is a good idea. It's a good deal. Yeah, the transmission on this car is superb. Close ratio, 6-speed manual transmission. The clutch is extremely light on this vehicle. It's almost impossible to stall it, actually. It's more, you can definitely modulate it, but it's more like an on and off switch rather than, kind of your old school muscle car clutch, which is just a joy, just a pure bliss. Pure driving joy this car is. There's millions of review videos about how much fun it is to drive, but unless you daily it, the power is more than adequate. The brakes are outstanding. This is a light car as is. And then they throw these massive Brembo, 4-pot calipers on it in the front. This car really stops on a dime. I know it's a cliche, but honestly, Honda, they've outdone themselves in this vehicle. It just handles like a dream. I can't really compare it to many other cars. This guy just almost ran into me. Okay, good job. Good job. I just don't know what happens in some people's brains. we're going to do a little rolling acceleration here, second gear to third gear pull. Alright, so we were breaking traction a little bit there because the road is a little moist. It just rained yesterday, but this being a front-wheel drive FR setup, it really handles the traction well. The traction control is not intrusive whatsoever. Everything is turned on, and essentially it will not pull power. It will keep going and will not apply the brakes, which some of the, I don't understand, but some of the newer performance cars will pull power, apply brakes, and I know, I get it. They're trying to prevent you from, you know, flying into a wall, but you know, you do have to have a little fun, and this car will let you do that. Alright, as far as daily driving and the attention this car gets, I say, you know, I've only had it for about 3 months, 3,000 miles or so, but this car does get a lot of attention, both from car enthusiasts and just random civilians, random pedestrians who will also essentially take note of this car for you. A lot of positive feedback. A lot of people just want to take a look at it, take pictures with it. But it also does fly under the radar with law enforcement and other situations, so I think it's a great combination here. The brakes are outstanding in this vehicle. Rev match downshifting. The rev match downshifting. Oh, this car has a perfect heel and toe setup. Now you can see why this car is so difficult to grind the gears in this vehicle. It's just the transmission is outstanding. This is a driver's car. Alright, this is a slow roll acceleration, second gear pull. Alright guys, let's go for a little drive now. You know, there's a million videos out there about how it handles on a track and how it does in all these scenarios, but I'm just gonna take it for a nice semi-aggressive drive here, and you'll get to see POV exactly what it feels like. For this purpose, we will go ahead and just keep it in individual mode with everything set to R+, except the suspension will stay in a soft mode. Now we're doing a little bit of a downshift off ramp here. Second, third, second gear downshift, and full throttle. Alright guys, this is an honest owner's review of a 2025 Honda Civic Type R.